Okay, Reality Bites 2 Fantasies Can Also Bite continued. Good evening, America. I would like to announce on this Tuesday evening that I shall be embarking on a continuation of my Reality Bites 2 script. Well, actually, this is Tuesday afternoon. Okay. Let's start at the scene in the bar. Troy is up on stage playing some songs with his band, and Michael is having some drinks with Vicky and Leilana. Troy finishes the set and begins talking to Michael, Leilana, and Vicky. My version of this scene is a rewrite embellished by me to reflect my romantic and narcissistic desires. Excuse me, Leilana, what is Michael doing here? He decided to drop in. Nice said, Michael. I'm here to fly Leilana and I to New York City. I edited her documentary and I would like to premiere it at different theaters there. I didn't agree to that. I thought that after seeing what I did with your documentary, you would most certainly be interested in going with me to New York City to give people an opportunity to see what a wonderful filmmaker you are. I don't like what you have done with it at all. You edited out all the parts that are supposed to show the dramatic arc of my happiness, sadness, inner searching, yearnings, life goals, romantic longings, and philosophical ruminations, and sensationalize it to make it marketable to Philistines. When the checks start coming in, you'll be more than happy with the product, I'm sure. My artistic integrity is the most valuable commodity there is. I know I'm going to be able to succeed with this eventually. If you stick with me, I can guarantee you instant success. I'm looking for artistic success. If I could achieve that, the money will follow. What about me? Go with me and you'll travel the world with my rock band. So far, you've only toured the local coffee houses. All of a sudden, the former lover of Leilana shows up to speak to them. His name is Mike Meyer, and he has come to try to get the romance started again. Hi, Leilana. Mike? I don't believe my eyes. You don't think I forgot about you, do you? I haven't forgotten about you, Mike. So how have you been? Who is this guy? Oh, pardon me, Troy. This is Mike. We go way back. What do you do, Mike? I'm in a rock band and I run a theater company. This evening, we're going to be putting on a performance of William Shakespeare plays. Would you like to come? Sure, I would. I would like to tell you people something else that is very interesting. You people are archetypal characters in a script. The real life characters who portray you could be visited if you come with me. Really? Yes, it's a fact. In real life, my character is being played by a guy who also is named Mike Meyer. The Leilana Pierce character is being played by Winona Ryder. In real life, Mike Meyer is very close to realizing his dream of meeting Winona Ryder. The woman he feels that he is preordained to consummate his love with. The consummation of his love would confer immortality to both of them. True love has that power. Let's go see the play tonight. Are you people with me on this? Everybody nods their approval and they go to see the performance. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay, now I got to get my William Shakespeare book out and do some Shakespearean acting. Okay. Okay. I think maybe I'll do some Hamlet. Let's see. Okay, Hamlet. Yeah, Hamlet. Othello, Hamlet, Cymbeline, Antony and Cleopatra. At some point, I should probably do some of these plays that I haven't done yet. I'll do Hamlet. Prince of Denmark. Let's start at... I love playing a king because it just seems to come natural to me. To just, for some reason, I have like no problem taking on the role of a king. There's a lot of king stuff in Shakespeare. Okay. Okay, scene 2. Elsinore. Is that how you pronounce it? The castle. Flourish. Enter Claudius, king of Denmark, Gertrude, the queen, and counselors, including Polonius, his son Laertes, Voltimand, Cornelius, and Hamlet. Though yet of Hamlet our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that is befitted, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief in our whole kingdom, to be contracted in one brow of woe. So I think as I go along, I'm gonna explain to some, because I am a Shakespeare, I'm a Shakespeare scholar. So I just wanted to explain should I explain some of these lines as I go along? No, I think you get it. Okay. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we the wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state. Have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and dropping eye, with mirth in funeral, that's good, mirth and funeral, I love that, and with dirge in marriage, in equal scale, weighing delight and dull, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our thanks. Now follows that you know, young Fortinbras, holding a weak supposal of our worth, or thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjoint and out of frame. Co-leagued with this dream of his advantage, he hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands lost by his father with all bands of law, to our most valiant brother, so much for him. Now for ourself, and for this time of meeting, thus much the business is, we have here writ to Norway, Uncle Young Fortinbras, who, impotent and bedrid, scarcely hears of his nephew's purpose, to suppress his further gait herein, and that the levies, the lists, in full proportions, are all made out of his subject. And we here dispatch you, good Cornelius, and you, Voltimand, for bearers of this greeting to old Norway. Give it to you no further personal power to business with the king, more than the scope of these deleted articles allow. Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty. And that in all things we will show our duty. We doubt it nothing. Heartily farewell. Exeunt, Voltimand, and Cornelius. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane and lose your voice? What wouldst thou beg, Laertes? That shall not be my offer, not that I asking. The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth. Than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes? You leave me in favor to return to France, from whence thou willingly I came to Denmark, to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess, that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and how them to your gracious leave and pardon. Have your gracious father's leave? What says Polonius? Wrung from him by labors and petition, and at last upon Okay, so that was a sample of that. Now I'm going to go back to my Reality Bites script. That was a sample of the play that they saw, the William Shakespeare play. Now it's time to return to my script of the Reality Bites. Reality Bites 2. Okay. Okay. They thoroughly enjoyed the William Shakespeare performances that evening and gathered in the front of the theater, known as the Mystic Woods Theater, to discuss the play that they had just seen. Mike walks up to Leilana to talk to her about it. So, Leilana, how did you like it? I thought it was spectacular. In particular, I enjoyed the Romeo and Juliet performance so much. I agree. It's amazing how they spoke in that era. The sophistication of their social interaction. Was incredible. To actually speak to each other in poetic phrases. Person would have to be acutely brilliant, I would think, to Always have a statement or a response ready in a poetic form. How about it? To have poetry flowing out of you so easily seems so impressive. Do you have any favorite line that was spoken in the play? I like when Juliet starts to say that she is tempted to take back the love that she has given to Romeo. I like that too. The implication is that when love is taken back from a person and then given it to them yet again, it is such a sublimely and gloriously numinous and pleasurable feeling to get the love that you lost back. It's like she took it away just so they could both feel the pleasure to rediscover each other. That's the genius of William Shakespeare. He understands the human psyche. Mike, it is so nice to be with a person who you can have a profound conversation with, and you love rock and roll too. I'm so glad you returned to me. Yeah, it's so cool, Leilana. We both love the same kind of music, and we both love literature that was written centuries ago. Our love is immortal and crosses the boundaries of time, boundaries that for us are only gateways into new corridors of enlightenment to explore. Would you like to stay for the encore presentation? Definitely. This is so wonderful. Mike and Leilana stayed for an encore presentation as the rest of the people went home. Here's an excerpt from it. So now I'll go back to my William Shakespeare book. So, okay. William Shakespeare. Okay. Here we go. Now I'll do Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet. Okay. So, I mean, this is so far, this is my favorite Shakespeare play is Romeo and Juliet. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Here we go, Romeo and Juliet. Okay, scene 2, act 2. Capulet's orchard. Enter Romeo. He jests at scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above at a window. But soft! What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art more fair than she? Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes, to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. As daylight doth a lamp, her eyes in heaven, would through the airy region stream so bright. The birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Ay me. She speaks, oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven, unto the wine white, upturned, wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if it will not be but sworn by love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? 'Tis but not thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? Is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, return that dear perfection which he owes without the title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name is no part of thee, take all myself. I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo. What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel? By a name I know not how to tell who I am. My name, dare say, it is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the words. My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague? Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike. How canst thou hither, tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death. Considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here, with love's light wings I did overperch these walls. For stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore, thy kinsmen are no stop to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity. I would not for the world they saw thee here. I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death, prolonged, wanting of thy love. By whose direction foundst thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as that vast shore, washed with the farthest sea, I should adventure for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thee at thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false at lovers' perjuries. They say Jove's laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or, if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse, and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardst there, I was ware my true love's passion, therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconsistent moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by the gracious self, which is the God of my alder tree, and I'll believe thee. If my heart's dear love, well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be. Ere one can say it lightens, sweet, good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath might prove a beauty as flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest. Come to thy heart, is that within my breast? Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine. I gave thee mine before thou did request it, and yet I would have were to give again. Wilt thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love? But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have, My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. Nurse calls within. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse, sweet Montag, be true. Stay a little, but a little. I will come again. Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeared. Being a knight, all this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial. Re-enter Juliet above. 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy best of love, bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow. By one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all matter. Come on, but do beseech thee. Madam, by my to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief, tomorrow will I send. So thrive, my soul. 1,000 times good night. 1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes towards love as schoolgirls from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks. Re-enter Juliet above. Hissed, Romeo hissed. Oh, for a Faulkner's voice. To lure this tassel gentle bag again, bondage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of it is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. Romeo, my dear, at what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? By the hour of 9. I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company. And I'll still stay to have thee still forget. Forgetting other home but this. 'Tis almost morning, I would have thee gone. And yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealous of his liberty. I would I were thy bird. Sweet, so would I. Yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night. Good night. Parting in such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be tomorrow. Exit. Sleep dwell upon thine eyes. Peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep and peace, so sweet the rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell, his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell. Let's see. Let's go back to my Reality Bite script. Okay. did I write more to this? Yes, I did. Um, okay, let's see. Okay. Um, oh, okay. Mike and Leilana thoroughly enjoyed the encore presentation of William Shakespeare plays and went back to Mike's condominium in San Francisco. Um, His condominium is a beautiful building architecturally with its ornate windows that overlook the Bay Bridge. Mike looks into Leilana's brown eyes and speaks to her. Is this not a lovely view of the Bay Bridge, Leilana? That it is, Mike. I look out the window at night and remember some of the great nights we spent together under the Bay Bridge, embracing each other, staring into each other's eyes, as we felt the union of our souls. The love that we felt for each other was something that was communicated to each other with our eyes. It's something that we both felt was innate to our being. Those were enchanting nights, Mike. I want that back, Leilana. That feeling of being so profoundly in love. I'm stuck in Texas, Mike. You are not stuck in Texas, Leilana. Move to San Francisco. How do you propose I do that? How would you like to be an actress in my productions of William Shakespeare plays? I don't have any experience acting. I think you would be great if you tried it out. You could practice with me tonight in my condominium. I would have to leave some of my friends behind. Life is full of compromises, Leilana. I think you would make a lot of new friends in San Francisco. I'll have to think it over. It's a big decision. Leilana finds a box in Mike's condominium with pictures of them by the Bay Bridge when they were in their 20s. Wow, Mike. You have some great pictures of us from the past. What great memories these are. You look so young. Look at how happy we look, Leilana. San Francisco is such a place for a romance. Maybe I will move back here, Mike. I'll try acting, but I also want to continue my career as a documentarian. You'll be able to, Leilana. Okay, let's do some acting. I'm ready. Yeah, let's. That great feeling I have is coming back to me. I'm so glad you came back into my life. Mike and Leilana performed some dialogue from Romeo and Juliet. Here it is. Oh, I already did. Well, wait a minute. I'll go back to that play and do a little bit more of it. Romeo and Juliet. Um, let's see. I don't think there's any more dialogue between Romeo and Juliet. Believe it or not, that was all. I read all the dialogue that I think that takes place between Romeo and Juliet. The rest is with other people, separate. Um, oh, here we go. Scene 5, 5, Capulet's Orchard. Enter Romeo and Juliet aloft. Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, not the lark, that pierced the fearful howl of thine ear. Nightly she sings on yon pomegranate tree. Believe me, it was the nightingale. It was the lark, the herald of the morn. No nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and Jockin' Day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die. Yon light is not daylight. I know it. It is some meteor that the sun exhales. To be to thee this night a torchbearer, and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet. Thou needest not be gone. Let me be ta'en. Let me be put to death. I am content, so wilt have it so. I'll say yon gray is not the morning's eye. 'Tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Nor that is not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. It is, ye hence. Be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Some say the lark and loathed toad change eyes. Oh, now I would they had changed voices too. Since arm from arm that voice doth us affray, hunting thee hence, with hunts up to the day. Oh, now be gone. More light and light it grows. More light and light, more dark and dark our woes. Enter nurse. Madam? Nurse. Your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary. Look about. Exit. Then window. Let day in and let life out. Farewell, farewell. One kiss and I'll descend. He goeth down. Art thou gone? So, love, I must hear from thee every day in the hour. For in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count I shall be much in years, ere I again behold her. Farewell. I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee. Oh, think'st thou we shall ever meet again? I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourse in our times to come. O God, I have an ill divining soul. Methinks I see thee, now thou art below, as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails, or thou lookest pale. And trust me, love, in my eye, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu, adieu, exit below. O fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned to faith? Be fickle, fortune, for then, I hope, thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back. Oh, daughter, are you up? Who is it that calls? It is my lady mother. Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither? Enter Lady Capulet. Why, how now, Juliet? Madam, I am not well. Evermore weeping for your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love, but much grief shows still some want of wit. Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss. So shall you feel the loss, but not the friend which you weep for. Feeling so the loss I cannot choose, but ever weep the friend. Well, girl, thou weepest not so much for his death, as that the villain lives which slaughtered him. So wait a minute, I'm not even sure about this. Did Romeo he's like a criminal in this play, right? But what did he do? Did he kill Juliet's cousin? I'm still trying to figure that out. What villain, madam? The same villain, Romeo. Yeah, that's what they're saying is villain, and he may be many miles asunder. God pardon him. I do with all my heart, and yet no man like he doth grieve my heart. So that's a pretty interesting kind of plot device Romeo's a murderer, and yet Juliet still loves him. That's amazing. That is because the traitor murderer lives. Or is he really a murderer? Is it in question? Or okay, wait a minute. I, madam, from the torch, from the reach of these my hands, would none but I might venge my cousin's death. We will have vengeance for it. Fear thou not. Then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua, where that same banished Rungate doth live, shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied. Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him dead. Is my poor heart so for a kinsman vexed? Madam, if you could find out but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should upon receipt thereof soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named, and cannot come to him to wreak the love I bore my cousin Tybalt upon his body that hath slaughtered him. Find thou the means, and I'll find such a man. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl. And joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they beseech your ladyship? Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy that thou expects not, nor I look not for. Happy time, what day is that? Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn. The gallant young and noble gentleman, the county Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee a joyful bride. Now by St. Peter's Church and Peter's too, he shall not make there and see the Capulet nurse, sunsets, drizzle dew for okay, so that was the performance of Romeo and Juliet that Mike Meyer and Leilana Pierce in the Reality Bites 2 script saw at the Mystic Woods Theater, just to kind of like clarify the whole thread of the story. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.